Welcome to yet again another episode of The Other Side. I'm your host Wesley. This is Undead Will. And today we're here to talk about zombies in entertainment. For the longest time, zombies have been the most popular monster out there. And ever since George A. Romero gave us the zombie that we know and love today, they've been a big part of our culture from movies and games. This is a special two-part episode. Will, what are some of your favorite? Let's start with movies. So, what are some of your favorite zombie movies, Will?
I love the Night of the Living Dead remake. It was made in 1990, and being in color and in better special effects.
Well, yeah, it was directed by Tom Savini, special effects wizard, and also a big fan of the original movie.
And they stayed true to the original. They didn't try to come up with something new and fancy. Same storyline, girl gets attacked in graveyard, zombies show up all over the place.
Yes, also starring Tony Todd, who people may remember as the Candyman. And yeah, it's one of my favorites too. Very well done.
My next one that I love would be the Return of the Living Dead series.
Oh, yes.
First one came out in 85, and then a sequel in 87, and to me, both of them are just as funny, and I think it was really the first time comedy was thrown in with zombies, and it may even be the first time we saw zombies running, which...
Yeah, it might be, which became the thing for a while, with the remake of one of my favorites, Dawn of the Dead, the remake. Same story as the original Dawn of the Dead, the group trapped in the mall and the zombies, kind of, gathering around and their struggle for survival. I really thought, once again, it was a remake that was done well, but it also gave us the scariest damn zombies I've ever seen. Ones that haul ass for their lunch, and, that's just terrifying. A zombie outbreak of those type of zombies, it's just game over, man. Another one of my favorites was Zombieland. Absolutely love it with Jesse Eisenberg and Woody Harrelson, Emma Stone. It's just, and Abigail Breslin. It's just a great movie. Introduced once again using comedy in the realm of zombies, and I absolutely love the rules for zombie survival that they throw in that movie. It's just very entertaining. Excited to hear they're working on a sequel for it because it's one of my favorites, and I'd love to see another one.
I like Dead Again.
Oh,
I love the lawnmower scene.
Party's over.
That was in English.
That is one of the most messed up zombie movies. I mean, just period. If you love zombies and you love ultra-violence, check out Dead Again.
Yeah, it kind of stepped out of the genre and kind of did its own thing, where it was basically a bite from a monkey that starts the virus. So I thought that was cool.
Another zombie movie that I always really enjoy is 28 Weeks and 28 Days Later. It was it's more of a rabies type thing, but we've seen many different types of, sources causing the zombie outbreak. But I thought that one had a very gritty and grim tone to it.
And now video games. Love zombie video games.
Yes. And you cannot talk about zombies in video games without the granddaddy of them all, Resident Evil, which gave us, in my opinion, a recreation of Night of the Living Dead when you are in the mansion, those cramped, tight hallways. Definitely one of the scariest games ever made, especially if you're talking about the HD remake, just with the claustrophobia that you feel. And then they just went everywhere from there. Of course, very popular Dead Rising series.
Well, also, you forget with Resident Evil, I mean, the game was so successful that there's a whole franchise of movies that don't seem to ever... I think there's still one more on the way.
Yep, there's still one more they're doing.
So Resident Evil definitely gets props.
Oh, yes.
And Xbox Dead Rising game series is my absolute favorite out of any of the games I played. I like that it gives you a time limit to run around the mall, or a miniature version of Vegas in the second one. You got to take out the psychopath human beings that have gone nuts from the zombie outbreak, and there's hordes and hordes of zombies to cut up and do whatever you want with.
And use improvising of your weapons, and then of course there's the Dead Island games
Yes.
and Dying Light, both taking a first-person perspective on
Which
the...
we did a review of Dying Light.
Yes. And I'd be remiss without mentioning Zombies Ate My Neighbors. A game that I used to play all the time with my sister Clarissa. We absolutely loved it. It was a crazy game. And in that same vein, Plants vs. Zombies, tower defense game that if you haven't played it by this time, I don't know what's wrong with you because it's just entertaining as heck. Let's tune in for part 2 where we talk about zombies in books and comic books.
This is the other side.
Catch you next time.
Take me to the other side.